It was an ominous evening when I arrived in the small town of Ravenswood, nestled in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains. The chilling wind carried with it the tales of an old mansion perched on the outskirts, infamous for devouring the sanity of anyone daring enough to step inside. The locals exchanged hushed glances when I inquired about it, warning me with silent ease and stiff-lid shivers. Determined to unravel the mysteries concealed within its time-worn walls, I checked into the creaky Ravenswood Inn. The innkeeper, Mrs. Thompson, spoke in hushed tones about the cursed mansion, recounting tales of unexplainable shadows, chilling whispers, and the tormented souls said to linger within. Equipped with cameras and a recorder, I ventured toward the mansion as night draped its ominous cloak over the town. The air thickened with an otherworldly presence as I crossed the threshold, every creak of the door sending shivers down my spine. Within the mansion, each room bore the scars of time, echoing with memories best left forgotten. My investigation revealed a dark history. The Johnson family, once affluent, met a gruesome end within these walls. Whispers of domestic strife, despair, and a malevolent force that clung to their souls seemed to reverberate through the decaying hallways. As the night deepened, so did the intensity of paranormal activity. Shadows danced in macabre unison, and the air resonated with faint cries. Doors slammed shut on their own, and ethereal figures materialized, casting a veil of terror that pierced through the fabric of reality. Attempting to communicate with the spirits only fueled their malevolence. My every step was met with whispers, taunting my fears, dredging up long-buried guilt. The mansion seemed to feed on my dread, trapping me within its malevolent grasp. In the suffocating darkness, I encountered spectral apparitions, the tormented souls of the Johnson family. Their gaunt faces bore the agony of unresolved despair, pleading for release from the eternal torment that bound them to this accursed dwelling. As I delved deeper into the mansion's history, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber concealed behind a tapestry in the grand hall. The air in the room was oppressive, and an old, dusty Ouija board lay atop a worn-out table. The planchette moved with a life of its own, spelling out ominous messages that hinted at a malevolent entity named Azazel. Drawn by an unseen force, I found myself descending into the mansion's forbidden basement. The air grew colder, and the dim light flickered ominously. It was in this subterranean abyss that I uncovered the source of the haunting, an ancient ritual site connected to the dark arts. As I stood within the ritual chamber, an otherworldly resonance filled the air. A spectral figure materialized before me, emanating an aura of both malice and sorrow. It revealed itself as Azazel, a malevolent entity bound by a curse that transcended generations. Azazel recounted the tragic tale of the Johnson family, deceived by a sinister cult that sought to attain immortality through unholy pacts. The family's bloodline became a conduit for other worldly energies, tethering their souls to the mansion. The dark rituals, performed in the basement, sustained Azazel's dominion over the estate. Azazel offered a choice: to become the next vessel for its boundless power, or to break the curse that ensnared the mansion. Faced with an agonizing decision, I hesitated, torn between the allure of supernatural prowess and the harrowing fate that awaited those who succumbed. Driven by an unyielding will to escape the clutches of the supernatural, I unearthed an ancient grimoire that detailed a ritual to sever the ties binding Azazel to the mansion. As the ritual unfolded, the very fabric of reality trembled, and the ethereal chains loosened their grip on the tormented souls. In a blinding surge of light, Azazel's malevolence dissipated, and the mansion echoed with a haunting silence. The spirits of the Johnson family found solace in the afterlife, their anguished wails replaced by an ethereal serenity. As the first rays of dawn illuminated the once darkened corridors, I emerged from the mansion, forever changed by the nightmarish odyssey. The cursed estate, now freed from the shackles of its grim history, stood as a mere relic of the supernatural. Ravenswood, though scarred by the legacy of the mansion, began to heal. The townsfolk, unaware of the horrors that transpired within those haunted walls, resumed their lives. I, however, carried the weight of the spectral encounters and the eternal struggle between the living and the dead. The legacy of Azazel's malevolence had been severed, but the scars on my psyche remained. As I left Ravenswood behind, the town echoed with whispers of gratitude, a silent acknowledgement of the unseen battle waged within the confines of that spectral mansion. The haunted house of Ravenswood became a mere footnote in the annals of the supernatural. The tale of Azazel and the Johnson family retreated into the shadows, leaving behind a town forever marked by an encounter with forces that defied the boundaries of the living and the dead. Yet, in the stillness of the night, one could almost hear the echoes of whispers, the remnants of a story that transcended time and space. The haunted house, once a prison for tormented souls, now rested in a sepulchre of eerie quiet, its secrets buried in the abyss of forgotten nightmares.